Welcome YouTube. Welcome to my very first um, cooking. Uh, I don't want to call it a cooking show because I'm not really showing you anything. I'm just cooking. So welcome. And um, let me set this up. Okay, I'm in the Philippines, right? Okay, everybody's on lockdown. Philippines is no different. Uh, I like to cook. I'm not a great cook, but I like to cook. I also like to eat Filipino food. Okay, so I'm in the Philippines. That's a good place to be. Eat some Filipino food. But guess what? We're on lockdown. So even though I'm here in the Philippines, I go get no Filipino food unless I cook it myself. That's where we're at right now. I am going to cook pork adobo. Let me turn this hat around. It's gonna get hot in here. Yeah, let me turn this hat around. Um, Now, it's not my very first time cooking, but it's been a few years since I've tried to cook pork adobo or chicken adobo or whatever. So, for all my ingredients, and if you want to try it yourself, just do like anybody else. Look at a video or ask somebody, and try it. You know, and the good thing about trying it at home or alone or whatever, regardless of how it comes out, if you make it look like it's coming out good, then no one knows if it came out really bad or not. However, my kids know. My daughter, she's not a kid, she's a grown adult, and my son, they know I can cook. So, what we're gonna do, and this is Leo living in the Philippines, or Leo in the Philippines cooking. This is not just a Filipina or somebody like that cooking it. I'm cooking it the way that I want to, the way I feel is easiest, because that's one thing I do not do like doing is cooking difficult dishes, because um, I just don't want to. I want to cook something that's easy. Pork adobo is one of the easiest things to cook, so that's why I am here. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to saute the onions, or I want to cook the onions down. I want to get them soft and almost cooked, like 90% cooked. But I'm going to do it separately, because when I add them later, they're going to be submerged in the sauce, and I want them to already be busting with flavor. You have to cook them a while to get the flavor to come out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to heat these up, add a little water. You don't want them to burn. Kind of steam cooking them. Oh yeah. Just soften them up. A lot of times what I do is I cook stuff separately, and then at key moments you put them together. I already have my pork adobo. I already have it marinating in the soy sauce, 1 cup, and four. I like garlic, I like soy sauce. So 1 cup of soy sauce and 4 teaspoons of garlic, chopped garlic. And what I do is I put that in there. I let those things marinate about an hour. This is the easy way. Like I said, people cook it many different ways. One thing they do, they have what you call one pot adobo, and I don't know what 2 pot, 3 pot. I don't know, but I know they have 1 pot adobo. So I'm assuming if anything else, they have 2 pot adobo. So I'm going with 2 pot adobo. Basically, I'm preparing certain items in the frying pan, but I'm gonna actually cook the adobo in a it looks like a 4 quart or 5 quart pot. One of the things, one of my problems that you have to overcome is, well, you don't have to overcome. I have to overcome. First of all, look, I'm cooking on a hot plate, electric, right? That's one thing. Second thing is, we temporary living here. This is a condo. I live in a condo, whatever pots and pans that they have available for me, that's what you use. So, your tools that you use when you're cooking are very important. If you get in you want a certain flavor, texture, all that depends on the tools and how you know how to use the tools. So, quite frankly, I'm gonna do the best I can with the tools that I have. See, those are cooking down nicely, but I can tell that the heat is not high enough, so I'm gonna keep going up. And I'm quite sure that during this video, I'm gonna be going up and down with the heat, because it's just hard to gauge electric. You can't see it. You can't see the flames coming out under the whole pan, under simmering. And I'm just not used to cooking on electric cooktop. So those are almost done, or almost ready. Hit it one more of those, and when that water dissipates, I'm quite sure that those onions will be nice and soft and ready for the next step. Another thing, you ask the Filipinos, they don't put all kind of other stuff in their adobo. Soy sauce, the peppercorns, the bay leaves, and garlic. That's it. They be like, that's it. Don't touch it. Over the years, I've had so many different types of adobo from so many different people that I have a preference. I'm not going with all my preferences, because if I did that, then everybody would be saying, that's not adobo. That's not adobo, because I like vegetables in my adobo or in my food, right? So I added the onions because you do find onions in a lot. And I'm gonna add some green peppers just to give me a little bit of vegetables in my adobo. I've cooked it with carrots, red peppers, and the green, and potatoes. I've actually added potatoes to it before. So, yeah. They don't like that. If I did it that way, they're like, don't say you cooking adobo because you got all that stuff in there. So now that those are getting close, here you go. That's my one pan, even though I'm using 2. You could just cook it all in one. But I'm going to do that. Olive oil, right? You can pour that straight on a salad and eat it. You don't even have to cook it. So if you're using olive oil and you use a little bit too much or whatnot, it's okay. You have to at least use enough. Too much is okay. If you don't put enough, then that's going to be a problem with olive oil, because olive oil will burn. See? So now I got those onions soft and ready to go. They just about cooked. You can eat them just like that. However, they're going to stay in there. Put these puppies off to the side. and they'll join the party later. So now, we really want to get this party started. I'll put this, I might use this again to get my green peppers. We'll see. Oh yeah. Must have some water over in that pan, because that's what happens when you wash your pan and then you put your pan back, the oil in your pan, and the oil heats up. Guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna pop all that extra water that was in there out. So the best thing to do, go ahead and put your meat in there. Oh my God. It's the first time I use this much meat. Yeah, buddy. Put that meat in there. Don't worry, we'll get that soy sauce back in there too later. But right now, again, turn the heat up. And we're going to put that meat in there. And it's going to take a while. The bottom of the pan is not wide enough, or I have so much meat that it's not going to hit the bottom of the pan and start to cook and brown as fast. So I turn the heat up a little bit, keep stirring it, and hopefully I'll get it to brown faster. Also, for beginners, or I'm a beginner, but if you don't know much about oils and their smoke point, I would use something like a coconut oil, or let me see, what is this? Like a canola oil. It has a higher smoke point than your virgin olive oil. In other words, you can cook it hotter without it burning. You can cook your meat or whatever you're trying to cook hotter and faster without it burning. That's your smoke point. Oh yeah, Leo in the Philippines. Another thing to overcome, for me, I would like to be having a drink while I'm cooking. Well, I can't do that this early in the daytime because it's hot. The heat is out. It's already hot. And if I start drinking, I'll be a sweaty mess. Plus, I like to listen to music. So what I'm going to do, put on headphones. I can't put on headphones and cook. And if I turn on my music and I'm listening to my music, and YouTube hears too much of it, or if it's too loud, then they mute the whole video. So I make this whole video with no sound. So here we are. I am working with an iPad. Another issue. I ordered the GoPro Hero 8 in January. It was supposed to be here 2 to 3 weeks, and then all of this happened. I had ordered 2 body cameras and Osmo Pocket. So the Osmo Pocket I ordered from Lazada. Lazada is still not cooking fast enough for me. Lazada is a website here, just like Amazon, just in the Philippines. So I ordered the Osmo Pocket on Lazada, and I ordered the Hero 8 on Amazon. Lo and behold, Lazada's not working either. So Amazon canceled my order. They sent me a email saying they canceled the order and my account will be refunded. Okay, I haven't seen a refund hit my account. You know, those are expensive cameras, so I'm looking for my refund. The great thing about Lazada, the Amazon of the Philippines, you pay COD, cash on delivery. So when they cancel, I said, no problem. You didn't get no money out of me. No big deal. Oh, come on. It's cooking. It's trying. It's trying. I don't know if it's because I don't have enough pot. The pot is not wider at the base, or I just have too much meat in there. It's going to have to do because I got too much meat in there. I'm not taking the meat out. You know, I can sit there and I can eat pork adobo, just the meat, and a little bit of sauce, right? Get some vegetables, I'm good, right? The dish, you're supposed to put it over rice. I don't have any brown rice. I don't eat white rice. It is what it is. If I can get this thing, it's on 8. I can't make it any hotter. I can't get it to cook any faster. And it's not cooking fast enough the way I want to cook it. Maybe you're not supposed to put the top on it until after you add your bay leaves, your peppers, and your 1 cup of water. Okay? You got 5 bay leaves. You got 2 teaspoons of peppercorn, 1.5 cups or a cup of water. Depends on how much sauce you want in your adobo. And then I'm going with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. They use white vinegar. I'm not too much sold on the white vinegar. I try not to use too much vinegar, period. So if I'm going to go with vinegar, I'm going to go with the apple cider vinegar. Okay. I don't think this thing is going to cook any faster or harder. So this is what we're going to do. Booyah, your bay leaves. Put those in there. Get those submerged in there. Get those cooking. And basically what I'm trying to do is trying to heat up the meat, the soy sauce, the bay leaves. I'm trying to heat them up so they'll start to release their flavors before I put the water in there. So now we're going to go with our peppercorn. Yes, sir. Now, once you add these peppercorns and the onions, oh, then you get the smell, that aroma that comes up out of the pot. About a week ago, no, 2 weeks ago, because I ate I made some chicken adobo about 2 weeks ago. And I started cooking the chicken adobo, chicken, and I did the one pot, cooked everything in one pot. I didn't even use the frying pan. And the cleaning ladies, the women who clean the halls and they clean your room and stuff like that, I heard some chatter. And I don't understand Tagalog, but I understand enough when they add a couple of English words in there, and for some reason I can I can understand and feel when they're talking about me. And of course, if you're making sounds like, like that, I'm like, okay, they can smell it. So, what better way to know you're doing the right thing than have Filipinos say, hey, that smells good. It smells like you're on the right track. So, I have it boiling pretty good. And I want to add my water and stuff in there, but what I'll do is I'm gonna add the rest of the marinade first. Only reason I'm using the top right now is because I can't get that. It's on 8. That's the highest it goes. I can't get that heat up high enough to cook it fast enough the way it's supposed to be cooked. This portion of what I'm doing shouldn't take no more than 15 minutes to get it cooked down, brown, and ready for that cup and a half of water. And then once you do that, you can go with the onions and the bell peppers, and last you can go with the vinegar, which I just spilled the vinegar. That's okay. Vinegar doesn't smell that bad. But what we'll do, being that I just spilled it, this is how I did it. We're gonna go with 1, almost 2. There you go. Who knows? I might have to clean that spot with some sort of bleach or something to get that out of there. Oh yeah, see, now we talking. And if you notice, it's browning. It's doing real good. It's a lot more to go. And basically what I'm doing when I'm kicking my heat up, I'm getting it to boil really hard to the point where it's getting ready to boil off. When you get ready to boil off and it's getting ready to lose its liquid and it's steaming out, boom, that's when you hit it with the next liquid. So I have that cup of water, and being that it's not cooking as fast as I would like, I won't even be able to hit it with the whole cup of water. What I'll do is a 1/4 cup or 1/2 cup, bring that to that cooking point, that boil, and then do it again. And that's the only way I'm able to get to where I want to go, being that this eye is not hot enough. So that's what I'm talking about. I got it there. I'm not even supposed to be using the top yet. It's only supposed to be cooking from the bottom at this point, but I went with half. We'll do half. And I'm going back with the top again. So I'm done with the soy sauce. I'm done with everything. Well, I'm done with most, except for the onions and the bell peppers. I like my bell peppers, I like them to cook in the sauce. That's how I like my bell peppers to go. I like them to cook in the sauce. They don't give a lot of flavor out. So when you do use them, you want them to cook all the way in what you're cooking them in, and you don't want them to be so well done, because then when you taste them, they'll be soft and they won't really have any flavor. They have to have a little teeny, I don't want to say crunch, but a little teeny almost crunch, like a little, like you can feel it breaking when you bite it. Then you know you still have some flavor in your peppers while you're eating. But most people just leave the peppers out unless you really like them. Leave them out. Don't forget the onions. You gotta do the onions. You have to do the onions. Don't be so particular that you don't want any onions. Okay. It's not boiling hot enough to add the other water in there. So we're just gonna give it a few more minutes. I would say I'm about 10 minutes behind on this dish just because I can't get the heat up high enough. Or maybe if I'd have used less meat or a bigger pot where the heat can disperse wider on the bottom, maybe would have helped. But for my very first cooking on video experience, I give myself a B. Don't limit yourself. You single, don't wait on somebody to feed you. Feed yourself. For you single guys, you young guys, you individuals, guys or girls, individuals living on a budget. I know right now we're all locked down, so the information is late. But the next time you go out to the grocery store, get you some meatballs and spaghetti, right? Get you some vegetables, some frozen vegetables. Make you a stew, Get in the kitchen. You can get a small pot, and you can practice a little bit, one serving at a time, until you learn what you're doing. And then, when you know what you're doing, you can cook a dish. This one pot of adobo is gonna feed me, I would say at least eight servings. Now, naturally, you're not going to eat it every meal of the day for 2.5 days, but 8 servings. So I might have it for lunch today, lunch tomorrow, or dinner today and lunch tomorrow, but it'll last. And being that I cook in such a large amount, I pay the same that it would cost me to sit in a restaurant and order this. I pay the same to buy the stuff and cook it myself. So in a restaurant, you get maybe 1.5 servings. I took that same money, I purchased it myself, I cooked it myself, and I have 8 servings. That's how you save a little money. You can put that cheddar in your pocket in the bank. You can use it for something else. Okay, now that's boiling. My goodness, it takes so long. Some people don't like a lot of water, a lot of sauce. What I do is, because I boil it fast, because I cook it fast, I'm boiling off a lot of that water, so it's not going to stay in there. At the same time, once I hit it with the vinegar, that's going to take up water, and that's going to boil off water also. Okay. So I don't have the greatest camera angle. I had planned to have my GoPro Hero 8. It had the whole package with the tripod. You can tripod, you can set it up different angles, down on the food, stuff like that. I'm doing it with my trusty iPad. once I leave in, well, I don't know. This lockdown is supposed to be over Tuesday. I don't think the lockdown is going to be over. The travel ban is supposed to be over on 14 April. And looking at the numbers, the cases going up, I don't think that it's going to happen. I think they're going to extend both. I was supposed to be moving out of here and into a house out in the country on the 8th of April, so I'm on hold. Today is March 28th, 2020. Like I say, we got close to 3 weeks to be in the clear. What I wanted to do is I was going to have my cameras and I was going to give a full view of this condominium complex that I'm living in now. I wanted to wait until I was moving out just in case, I did a full view and then maybe some viewers or some people was like, hey, let me go knock on this guy's door, tell him I saw his stupid video or, whatever. I just wanted to do it on the way out. Just walk through my room, all the pools, the different bars, the rooftop bar, the gym, all that stuff. I'm going to do it. But I'm going to wait until the bans are lifted, until I know I can finally move on to my next location. And then you'll see that video on this page. I plan to video document most of my move. Naturally, I won't be showing exactly where I'm going, but I'll give an idea of, hey, here's Leo in the Philippines making his first move from the condominium life, the hotel life, the expensive rent and everything life, to a more conducive atmosphere, country atmosphere. It's more of a suburb atmosphere. I don't want to say country because it's not. In our version in America, it wouldn't be country. It's more like the suburbs. You have your province, and 90% of the province is country. And if you're from the country, you understand the difference between country and the sticks. Okay? Their province, their country province life is the sticks. It's not even really country. It's the sticks. So I'm moving somewhere that's 2 steps away from the sticks. The sticks, the country, the suburbs, and the city. Now I've done the city. I'm going to do the suburbs. Will I ever do the country or the sticks? I will never do the sticks. I will visit the country and I will research the country and I will vlog the country, yes. So here we go. Next step. It is cooking pretty good. Not as fast as I would like it, naturally. But now, we're going to go with those onions. Put those puppies down in there. And we also, don't spill that again, we're also going to go with our peppers. Okay, we are getting close. We're getting very close. Because we're going to cook these peppers for a few minutes. Like I said, longer than we should because, what? The heat ain't where it's supposed to be at. That is so frustrating. To try to cook something that's supposed to cook a certain way, supposed to taste a certain way, if you cook it in the time frame that it's supposed to be cooked. Just like a steak. when they tell you to cook a steak and they tell you to put it on the fire and you trying to sear one side, they tell you to sear it for 60 seconds, flip it on the other side, sear it from 60 seconds, and now flip it back and forth, maybe 3 minutes at a time until you cook it 8 minutes, depending on if you like it medium or rare or whatever, and then you take it off. You good to go. But if the heat is not hot enough and you go to sear it, and instead of searing in 60 seconds, it takes 2 minutes to sear. You throw it on the other side, it takes 2 more minutes to sear. Now you're gonna flip it 3 and 3 on both sides. By the time you get the steak ready to eat, you done cooked all the juices out of it. And that's part of the problem. Not having this heat, being able to bring my dish up to the temperature it's supposed to be when I need it to be, makes it a little bit difficult. Yes. Okay, that's what it was supposed to be doing all along. But I've been putting this top on there just to get it there, which, it's not good. Not good. Oh, there you go. See? That's what I needed all along. If I could have had that heat right there. But see, as soon as I take the top off, slowly it's gonna die. So, what we're gonna do? Vinegar. Same thing. Oh, I forgot. You're not supposed to stir it. When you put the vinegar in there, you're not supposed to stir it. You're supposed to just let it cook. 10 minutes? 10 minutes. However, I had to get the heat up, and I got the heat up a lot higher than I would normally have, trying to get it to where it was supposed to be. Once the vinegar is in there, you have to bring that heat down, because you don't want to boil off all your juices. So I'm not going to stir it. However, I give it a few minutes, let that heat really kick in, and then I'm going to drop it and I'm going to let it simmer. And I'm guessing now, because of the heat differences, I'm guessing a little bit with my time. But if you watch your sauce, it shouldn't be watery, okay? So you cook it, make sure that it's not watery. And as it starts to thicken up, then in your mind, how thick and rich do you like your sauce? The thicker and richer you like your sauce, the longer you cook it. Just cook it off. Just keep cooking it off until you get it to the texture, to the consistency that you like. Okay. I am impatient. I'm going to knock it down. And now, you're supposed to let it cook 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm not going to sit here and watch it for 20 to 30 minutes. So, be right back. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, we can, we can definitely cook it down some more. Oh, but it's smelling just awesome. Look at that. It's a little watery, but that just needs to be cooked down a little bit. And it's done. I can feel the pork, the softness of it. What I would do now, I would normally turn it down and let it simmer, but this is electric, and at every level, it's not as hot as it would be if it was gas. So instead of turning it down and let it simmer, I'm just gonna leave it, cover it, and I'm gonna let it cook off with the top on. Let it cook off with the top on, and then once I get it to the consistency that I like it, believe it or not, that's when I taste it. Um, what I notice is most people they taste much earlier as they're cooking, and my taste buds are not that advanced. I can only taste and predict uh, just a few minutes out, right? Like when I'm ready to stop, I can taste it and go, okay, maybe I need to put this or that in there and cook it some more. And the thing with that is the only thing you have to worry about is the vinegar, right? Because you have to cook it. Once you put that vinegar in there, if you're gonna add vinegar, you're gonna have to cook it, an additional 5 minutes. So if you think cooking it additional 5 minutes is gonna make it too thick, burn it or something like that, and then you gotta add water. Now you're recooking the whole dish, right? You're putting the vinegar in there. Now you gotta add water in there because you gotta cook it longer than 5 minutes. Yeah, I don't go there. I'll come back, I'll taste it, and basically it'll tell me um, add water or just let it sit. That's pretty much all it's gonna tell me. Smelling good, looking good. Leo, in the Philippines, living beyond my dreams. I would hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Um, yes, I'm very new, so you can grow with me. But what I want to do is I want to go through these new experiences, some of them on camera. I'm not the vlogger that's going to put, you know, 80% of everything they do. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to bore you with that. I don't think that my life is that exciting. But I will do some things that are, they're going to be first timers for me, period. And I'm here in the Philippines. They're going to be first time I did this, first time I did that. And I want to record that. And I hope that you enjoy it, So let me let this cook some more, and then I'll come back and give a quick taste, and then we should be done. Okay, yes sir, yes sir. The moment of truth. It has been cooking down. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And the consistency is right where I like it. Key is it's hot, right? So I want it a little bit wetter than what it's going to settle to, right? Because if you get it exactly to the consistency you want, you better eat it right then because it's cooking. So in 5 minutes, it's going to cook off and it's going to be too thick. So I have it a little bit thinner than I would normally eat it, and that's because it's going to thicken up. It's still cook. It's going to cook off. But that is pork adobo, and you can barely see the onions and the peppers in there. See those peppers? The flavor is in there. When you actually eat the peppers and the onions, they'll be soft and very tasteful. So I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna get it off the heat as soon as I can. But by all means, you gotta do some kind of, look at that. It's gonna thicken up just a little bit. It's gonna cook, continue to steam off just a little bit. But that's the consistency. It's gonna be right where I need it to be. So, taste test. I always look at the people that's cooking shows or whatever, and they get ready to do a taste test, and you say to yourself, "Yeah, they're gonna tell you it tastes good. You know, they're gonna tell you it tastes good. You know, perfect and all this." Well, I don't know how it's gonna taste because I don't cook it enough. I think the last time I cooked something like this is about 2 years ago. Wow. It's just a tad bit dark. Just a tad bit dark. But I'm not going to add anything to it. I can take that tad bit dark. I like my coffee a little bit darker. Wow. That's really good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I put more vinegar in it than I usually put, but I was told to do that. I use more bay leaves than I normally do. I was told to do that. That might be why it's so dark. I'm gonna ask and I'm gonna find out if I take a bay leaf out. I like the consistency of the vinegar. I'm not gonna change that. I will continually use 2 full teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. The bay leaves, I put 5. I usually use 3. Someone said you put 5, give it more flavor. That might be the more flavor. That might be why it tastes a little bit darker. Wow. Wow. That's really good. I outdid myself the very first shot. Thank you very much. Subscribe. You can click the bell. I do a video maybe once a week. So, and I will be learning and cooking other things. But that's not going to be the gist of this channel. It's going to be more of a watch this kid that was born and raised in Harlem, joined the military, traveled the world, retired, and chose not to go back to work after retirement, and chose to move to a country with beautiful people, where the economy is livable for a retired person living on a fixed income. And it turned out to be a beautiful thing for me. I'm living beyond my dreams, and I want to share that. I want to share it because I know there's people out there that would like to do what I'm doing and can't. Some people that love where they're at, they love their life, but they're still curious to see what somebody else is doing. And to give my kids a peace of mind, they see these videos and they like, yeah, my pops is all the way over there, but he's doing okay. To inspire others, I was inspired by some things, by just hearing other people talk about things that I never thought about doing. Maybe I can inspire someone to travel, to go outside of the country, or to just live a better life. I don't know. It's fun. Only time I watch my videos is to edit them, and then it's history for me. But it'll be there for you and for others to watch, learn not what to do because I screwed something up, or learn something to do because I did something right. I've learned so much from these bloggers that's been here in the Philippines for years. I learned so much from them. I save so much money. I get so much enjoyment out of watching their videos. And I was told by several of my friends that I cracked them up. So if nothing else but to crack you up, subscribe, watch my videos, and until next time, stay safe, be easy, think positive, be nice, treat others how you want them to treat you, and live your best life.